Hey there, this is Mrs. J. Today we're going to look at day number 7 of 25 days of Fusion 360, and we're going to look at the circular pattern. So let's make sure that you have a project folder set up for 25 days of Fusion, and you're not running without it. It's difficult to find your files later. You'll have some shortcut icons, but no parts unless you use the folders. If you haven't made one yet, go back to day 1 and take a look at it, but it's as simple as clicking on New Project, calling it 25 days, pinning it to the top. Every time you come in, you just want to make sure you double click it. This is in the data panel. If it's missing, you come up here to what looks like a Rubik's Cube, Show Data Panel, and you expand it. The one that you're clicked into is the one that it'll save into. So let me go back to my little house. If I clicked in here, then anything I make now would save in my 3D prints folder. I want to be in 25 days, so I just leave it like that. Once you're clicked into it, you can get rid of the data panel and it will all go into there. You don't have to think about it again. Okay, so we're going to start a new design and we're going to look at the circular pattern. Super simple. You just need 2 items, one feature or sketch and something to revolve it around, some sort of axis. It can be a straight line or a circle that it goes around, but it must be circular. Your feature that you're sending around does not need to be circular. You can send a bunch of squares, stars, shapes, whatever you want. Okay, we're going to start a new sketch, and I think we'll work on this top plane right here, if I can get it to highlight. Could use some contrast, huh? Okay, I think my document is in, let's see, if you open up document setting, your units are in inches. Your test might be in millimeters. There's 2 ways to change that. Make sure you know how to do it quickly because the test is under a timer. You can click edit here and change your unit type, and that changes it just for this folder. You must change it before you start working or it will not change for you. The other thing is it's intuitive. So I'm in inches, but if I typed in 10 millimeters, it would automatically convert it to an inches decimal. So it knows what it's doing. The other way you can change it is to come up to your icon in the top right corner, hit Preferences. And you don't need to change it now. I just want to show you where it is. And you come over to Default Units, come down to Design, and then when you're in Design right here, so Default Units, Design, you can drop it down to anything you need. Inches, feet, millimeters, whatever. Make sure you hit Apply and OK. I'm going to leave mine just the way it is. I just wanted to show you where it was. Okay, let's grab that circle tool. We're going to hit the origin. Circle tool is in the top left there in the Create panel. I'm going to make a 3-inch circle. So hit 3 and then enter. Diameter is 3. So we're up here in the Create panel. We have an untitled file, so let's go ahead and give it a name. I'm going to hit Save, and I'm going to call this day number 7. This is the circular tool. Save. This way, if your Fusion crashes, it'll save where you are so far. I hear it all the time in the lab. My computer crashed. I closed the tab on accident right here. Mrs. J, I lost my work. I lost my work. I hear it all the time. If you save it first, just like Microsoft Word, it'll autosave as you go. I mean, hit the save button once in a while, but do it early. Save yourself the trouble. Okay, we're going to do one more circle. And we're going to put it right in the origin again, and we'll make that 1.5. So 1/2 inch, enter. Let's finish the sketch, and let's extrude that up. Let's see. Right in the center there. And we can drag that up to 0.5. It drags up in increments. That's usually a test question, not always. How many increments? And you can set that yourself. But take a look at that. 0.5 is our distance there. Hit enter. Okay, so now we're going to add a sketch right on the top of this little circle, and we'll add another circle. Okay, sorry about that. All right, we're going to add a new sketch on top here. Make sure you get right on top of the plane. Don't grab one of those work planes there. Like, get right on top of the circle. So I'm going to move over a little bit. There you go. We're going to add a circle anywhere down here. Don't worry about placement. Just throw it in there. We're going to call it 0.5. Was it 2.5? Sorry, 0.25. 0.25 will make it smaller there. Okay, now you're going to grab your dimension tool, and we're going to grab two spaces. One is the origin. I'm going to zoom in. And the other one is the center of your circle. Grab both of them, drag it a little bit. I'm going to call that 0.75. I'm going to drag it off so you can have more contrast on your screen. So I went dimension tool and I touched the origin and the center of the circle, not the outside, the center, 0.75. Okay, that should do it. Finish the sketch. I'm going to hit the house button and I'm going to give this a little contrast. Okay, I just changed the appearance to a blue matte. I did it off screen to save you time. Let's do extrude and click the center of the hole that you made, the smaller one, and just drag it off of your object. When you see it pink, you know that it's cutting. The other thing you need to know for your exam is over here what you can change. You can change cut. You can change to join where it actually makes more material. Make sure you're able to use all of that. Hit enter. And now you've got a hole going through there. Okay, so let's go and use our, it always says rectangular pattern because that's the last thing I used. So don't let this slow you down on your exam. Click rectangular pattern and then switch to circular. You have to remember that on your exam to find that, right? You can also come down in the create panel to pattern and choose it there, but this is faster. So know both ways, create, pattern, circular, or I just hit rectangular, and while I'm in here, I do circular pattern. If you have time to play with pattern on a path, totally fun thing to do. Okay, when you pick it, you have two things to do, your object and your axis. What are you going to duplicate, and what is it going to go around? So it automatically defaults to object, and that would mean the whole entire thing. I don't want to use my whole circle. I only want that circle. It doesn't work. You're all going to raise your hand. Ms. J, it doesn't work. Yeah, you have to switch from bodies. And this is fusion. This is specific to fusion. You have to switch out of body. That's your whole part. And you have to go to the feature that's on your body. The feature is the hole that you made. So now it highlights, and it could be whichever one you made here. So click this, then click axis. And it has a specific axis you can go around, or you can use the hole that you made. Either way, it's going around there. It's not going to change the space in between it. So let's click that. I'm going to rotate my orbit so you see it a little bit better. See how it's going around? Escape. It defaults to 3. Let's see what 6 looks like. 6 looks better. Okay, hit 6 and OK. And you'll notice if it doesn't freeze, okay, usually freezes right there. That's an issue in the test. It freezes in that spot. Not at home, school Wi-Fi. You notice that it not only did the circle, but it did the extrusion as well. So it's already cut through. So that's pretty neat. Okay, one more thing you need to know before you take your certification exam is they're going to ask you not to share this part, but to show one of the properties, whether it's mass, volume, area, whatever they decide to ask you, you've got to be able to do. So I'm going to unhighlight that. Let's take a look at, and this is what you have to become comfortable with, bodies and body 1. And they may give you a part with multiple bodies. This is only one. We're going to right click on the word body or not. It's going to freeze. Freezing on me all day. Okay, hold on. Okay, I had to clear and escape. So right click on the word body 1 and then find your properties. And make sure if you don't see it that you expand it. It comes up on the right side. And there you've got your area, density, mass, volume, and whatever physical material it is. So be careful with that. If they ask you to change the material, make sure you change it. Okay, screenshot from here to here, like across properties and your item, and you're good to go. Thanks for watching.